Hey, all my military war fighters out there. Today's video is going to answer the question, should I or should I not put money down when using the VA loan benefit? Is it a good decision or a bad decision? All right. And I'm going to break it down into two topics, a financial decision and a lifestyle decision. I'm TJ Courtney. I'm a military focused realtor here in Oklahoma City, and I focus very much on the VA loan product. So, let's talk about the VA loan down payment. Is it required sometimes? And the answer is yes, actually. So if you have entitlement tied up and you're going to buy another house, and you're going to blow past the conforming loan limit, there will be a down payment requirement. Typically, it's 25% of the overage, and your lender can help walk you through that. Also, if you're a veteran and you're buying a house with a non-spouse, non-veteran, there is a down payment required by the non-spouse, non-veteran, and typically it's about 12.5 to 14.5%. So those are two times where there's no question you are going to have a down payment. So now let's say you have full entitlement, okay, and you can buy a $1.5 million house with the VA loan, zero down, if you have full entitlement. All right, so should you put a down payment down if it's not required? My answer is it a lifestyle decision or a financial decision? So, what do I mean by that? So, a lifestyle decision relates to your stress level. It's not as strategic. Okay. So, what do you want your payment to be? If your payment's going to be too high without a down payment and you're going to feel house poor and you're not going to be able to enjoy the house, then put a down payment down. Okay. Because your stress level is important when enjoying your house, right? Or maybe you need to be at a certain price point, and the only way you can get to that certain price point with a certain payment is to have a down payment. In that case, yeah, that's a lifestyle decision and it makes sense. I look at a home, a primary residence, as a lifestyle investment, not a true financial investment. Okay. So when you put money down, let's say you put 20% at 300,000, you're putting 60,000 down, you're basically putting that money under a mattress and you're going to make or save 6% a month on that 60,000. Okay. Could that money be making you more money elsewhere? Yeah, it probably could and most likely could. But again, it's a lifestyle decision, and that money just sits there. It sits tied up in your house, but your month-to-month payment is comfortable for you. Okay, so in that case, lifestyle decision, yeah, go ahead and put some money down. Now let's talk about pure financial. Okay, and we're going to talk about the funding fee as part of this decision. So first off, if you are in receipt of disability compensation, okay, you're exempt from the funding fee. So no funding fee, which I loosely term as the VA's PMI. It's how they fund the program. If you're exempt from the funding fee, to me, it's a no-brainer. You should go zero down. There's no reason to tie up money in your house. All right. Keep it in other investments. The S&P historically 8 to 10%. So stocks and bonds, use it to buy other real estate. If you talk to an investor and they say, hey, you know, I can buy an investment property with zero down at the rates you get for VA, they're going to do backflips. So to me, not tying up money in your house if there is no funding fee is a no-brainer from a financial perspective. Make that money work for you. Now, if there is a funding fee, and I'm going to put a chart up here, all right, as you can see, first use of your VA loan, your funding fee is 2.15% of the loan amount. And then it goes up to 3.3% for subsequent uses. Now, here's the key point. If you put 5% down, that funding fee goes to 1.5%. Okay. So on your first use, I would say it doesn't really move the needle that much. You go from 2.15% down to 1.5%. It's a 0.65% savings, not a whole lot. But on subsequent uses, you are between 1.5% and 3.3%. That's a 1.8% savings. That's real money. And that 5% is going into equity in your house. So at that point, I think it's a personal decision whether you want to tie that 5% up to save that 1.8% on the cost of doing business to buy your personal residence. Okay. So, after that, if you put 10% down or greater, the savings only goes to 1.25%. So to me, the difference between 1.5%, 1.25%, 0.25%, not worth tying up an additional 5, 10, 15, 20% into your house as an investment. Okay. Now let's talk real quick, and I'm going to go down a quick rabbit hole about your house as an investment. So with the VA loan, you only have to buy it as a primary residence. But a year later, you could PCS. You could have a kid and need to upsize. A kid may move out and you may need to downsize, right? You can go buy another house. All right. So your primary resident, or what was your primary resident, turns into an investment. I kind of alluded to this earlier. Investors, true investors, try to use as little capital as they can so that they can spread their liquidity, the capital that they have, across more investments, right? So again, if you tell an investor, hey, you can go buy a rental house for zero down, at VA loan rates, which are less than conventional, which are less than investment rates, again, they're going to do backflips. So if you intend to use this house as a pure investment down the road, okay, um, zero down makes sense. You are getting into an investment property with zero capital. Okay. It makes sense. Be careful. We don't want a house hack, and don't buy a property using your VA loan strictly for investment purposes. It has to be a primary resident, and then there has to be a compelling reason, either a PCS or a life change, for you to buy another house using your VA loan. So be very careful with that. That being said, the VA loan can be a very useful investment tool. So I hope all this makes sense. You're not going to make a wrong decision. You're going to make a personal decision, whether it's lifestyle or financial. Okay. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. So please comment below. And for you on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Have a good day.